Hello students and viewers. Now we are going to learn the last part of this chapter, structure and types of RNA. So in previous two lectures I have explained mRNA and rRNA. So now I'm going to explain you in detail about tRNA, transfer RNA. So now here see there are three types mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. So today we will discuss in detail about this particular tRNA transfer RNA. What is the structure and what is the function of this tRNA? So here now see tRNA, it is used to transfer specific amino acids, right? To where? To growing polypeptide chains at ribosomal sites of protein synthesis during translation. Now, here you can see here you are observing the structure which is the first A structure. This is this is two dimension structure you are observing, and here this is a 3D structure, three dimension structure, where you can observing this is L shape of this tRNA, right? So this is the L shape which is stabilized by intramolecular base pairing, right? So whatever this base pairing you are observing, so because of this we are observing this the stabilization to this tRNA, and which gives us the L shape, particular L shape. And here it is A, it is we can observing here clover leaf like structure. Here see clover leaf like, how the clover leaf is the structure. I have put up the image of clover leaf also, that I will show you in my coming slides. Now here see here now for actual the structure of tRNA, right? So tRNA, as I said, it is made up of all these nucleotides, right? So nucleotides, it is about 70 to 80, near about 70 to 80 nucleotides are there. So you are observing all these G, C, G, G, A, right? So all these are what? These are nucleotide bases, right? These are nucleotide bases which are present, and because of whom all this structure you are observing. This is particular, this is acceptor arm. This is what? Acceptor arm, where you can see the particular amino acid is attached here. See here what it is given, amino acid is attached, right? And hence this part is called as what? This is the acceptor arm. Then this acceptor arm is to the 3' end, right? And where again you can observing here OH, that is hydroxyl group, it attached to 3' end, right? Whereas C opposite end, that is 5' end, where you can observing here in the center P, right? So this is the phosphate group which is attached to fifth carbon of the ribose sugar, right? Ribose nucleotide, ribose nucleic acid, right? Now apart from this acceptor arm, you can observing here D loop, T loop, right? And this is the anticodon loop, right? T loop, D loop and anticodon loop. So here the main important part, that is the 3' end where the amino acid is attached. So this is very important part. I will make it in a star, as well as this is anticodon part. It's very important part of this tRNA, right? Now whatever the pink color you are observing in the center, see here, see just my arrow here, here, even here and here. So here, whatever the pink color structure you are observing, that means what? That is this 5 nucleotide bases of 5 prime end. It is attached to the nucleotide bases of this 3 prime end, right? See here, G is paired with C. Again, C is paired with G. You can see here, it is clear cut mentioned. Let me change the color of my pen. So again, A is attached to U. Now see here, why not it is T is here? Because this is RNA. Okay, in a RNA, thymine is not present. It is absent. Uracil is present, right? So hence A is binds with U, right? With two hydrogen bonds, right? You can see here, C is bind with G. Again, A is bind over here in the D loop. See here, okay? So likewise, this is the uh, nitrogenous bases which are joined together, right? So this is the particular structure. Please do remember, this is the anticodon part. This is very important part of this tRNA, which is going to join with whom? It is going to join with the codon of mRNA. Codon of mRNA, right? So this is anticodon region of this tRNA is very, very important. Now, see here, this is the non-coding RNA molecule that carries amino acids to the ribosome. So what is the main function of tRNA is it carries the amino acid, right? So hence it is called as what? It is a non-coding RNA molecule. It is not going to code. It only carries the amino acid, right? So from the growing peptide chain, that is mRNA nucleotide sequence. So therefore tRNA act as intermediate between nucleotide and amino acid sequences, right? So this is the intermediate between the nucleotides which are present on mRNA and the amino acid sequences. So they are ribonucleotides. See here. Let me change. Therefore, they form a hydrogen bond with mRNA and form ester links with amino acids. See, they form hydrogen bond with whom? mRNA. Who? tRNA forms hydrogen bond with mRNA and they form the ester link. See, they form ester link with whom? Amino acids. Means one amino acid it joins with second amino acid with this ester link, right? Which combines the mRNA and amino acid during translation. It is a small RNA chain. This tRNA is very, very small RNA chain. It is near about, as I said, 70 to 80 nucleotides. About 80 nucleotides means whatever the structure we are observing, suppose you can count from here. This is the 1, 2, likewise. Okay. And you should end to here. You should end here. You can just count all these. Let me take this pointer so that you will get it. Just count all these nucleotide bases. Okay, so that will give you near about 70 to 80 nucleotides, all these, right? So inner part it is made up of what? 70 to 80 nucleotides. So during translation, tRNA transfers specific amino acids corresponding to the mRNA sequence to the growing polypeptide chain in the ribosome. So this is very well known to us, right? So tRNA transfers specific amino acids. So how it going to transfer? Suppose here on the mRNA particular this AUG is there, right? So according to this codon, it transfer the specific amino acid, right? It should carry the specific amino acid so that it is going to join, means anticodon of the tRNA going to join with this codon of mRNA. This is mRNA, right? And these are the anticodon, which is carried by whom? Which is carried by tRNA, right? So likewise, codon, anticodon, they are joined together, and hence the peptide, this chain is going to form, right? So tRNA pairs with mRNA complementarity in a parallel manner. See, with each of its base pairs having three nucleotides paired to mRNA. So as I said, just count it. Just count it. These are how many? Three, right? And the anticodon which are carried by the tRNA, these are also three, right? So three codon of mRNA and three anticodon of tRNA. Okay, so they are complementary paired with each other, right? Now tRNA are coded by short molecules of 70 to 90 nucleotides, right? So it is about near about 5 nanometer in a length. If you count the length, you will get it. It's near about 5 nanometer. If not, in a nucleotide, you can say it is near about 70 to 90 nucleotides present in them. The set of, see this next character, 3 nucleotides on the mRNA is known as codon. Yes. And the corresponding sequence which are present on the tRNA, they are called as what? Anticodon. Right. So you are observing here GAA. See here. GAA. So this GAA, they are called as what? Anticodons. Whereas suppose this is the mRNA which has this C U U, right? So these are what? These are the codons which are present on whom? Which are present on mRNA, right? This is what? mRNA. So anticodon always going to join. This G is going to join with C, A is going to join with U, again A is going to join with U, right? So these codons which are present on the mRNA going to join with the anticodon which are present on the anticodon loop of tRNA, right? So base pairing of codon and anticodon, see, forms translation mechanism, right? So translation, what we say, the conversion of mRNA into protein. So codon and anticodon, when its base pairing occur, that means it's the beginning of translation mechanism. See the next. Here see, at the end of tRNA. Now see, please listen me very carefully. At the end of tRNA, 3 prime. See, this is the 3 prime, right? This is 3 prime. Hydroxyl base is present. Hydroxyl base is nothing but what? This OH, right? Hydroxyl base is present. There is an anticodon amino acid sequence that is attached, right? So here this is the amino acid. See in the yellow it is given amino acid is attached here, right? So always do remember at the 3 prime end only the amino acid is attached, and whatever the amino acid which is attached over here, the anticodon of that amino acid should be here, right? Means suppose here particular amino acid is there, right? So that anticodon of that amino acid should be present here, they should present over here. Whatever I have marked here in red, right? So that anticodon should be present in this particular part, so that it's going to join with the codon of mRNA, and that particular this amino acid will elongate further to form polypeptide chain. Now, therefore, the tRNA major parts are anticodon and the 3' hydroxyl group terminal. So, major part is this. This anticodon loop is one part, and this OH part is another major part of this tRNA. Okay, why it is major part? Because amino acid is attached over here. That amino acid's anticodon is attached to the anticodon loop, right? Therefore, this is the major part of tRNA, right? So, other parts of tRNA structure are D arm. See, this is the D arm, right? This is total DR, and TR is also here, TR, right? Which is highly specific and highly effective. Okay, so because of this D loop and T loop, this tRNA is getting stabilized. Now, see, tRNA have sugar phosphate backbone. It has what? It has sugar phosphate backbone, right? So, whatever here you are observing, this backbone, it has what? It has the sugar phosphate backbone, right? Which gives the directionality. It gives the particular direction to the amino acid. So one end of tRNA has reactive phosphate group, right? So one end means this 5' end, right? Which is attached to the fifth carbon atom of ribosome. So phosphate group is attached to fifth carbon atom of ribose sugar. This is attached to here, right? Whereas the hydroxyl group, it is attached to third carbon. See, where is this third prime is written over there? It is third carbon to which this OH group is attached, right? So now see, the 3' terminal end has three bases, which are those CCA. So you can read from here. Just read from here. So you will get CCA. Here you can see, right? C, C and A. You have to read like this. C, C and then A, right? So which make the part of acceptor R. Okay, so this is what? This is written over here, acceptor stem or acceptor arm, you can say, which is covalently attached to the hydroxyl group on the ribose sugar. So this is hydroxyl group, that is OH group, which is attached to 3 carbon of ribose sugar, right? See the next. This acceptor arm also contains the parts of the 5' end of tRNA made up of 7 to 9 nucleotides. So suppose you can count this particular part. So it is of 7 to 9 nucleotide. It is made up of 7 to 9 nucleotide, right? So on the opposite end of molecule base pairing with each other. So this whatever the red part you are observing, they are making base pair with each other, right? 3' end and 5' end, they are making the base pairing. See the next. Now the anticodon loop means which loop? This particular loop, anticodon loop, right? This particular loop. So this anticodon loop, which is recognized by the amino acyl tRNA synthetase, this is the one of the enzyme right? So this anticodon loop is recognized by this AATS. In short form, it is called as AATS. That is nothing but what? Amino acyl tRNA synthetase, which is paired to mRNA, right? And it determines the amino acid that attached to the acceptor's arm, right? So, what is the main function of AATS is this a particular enzyme that determines this particular amino acid which is attached to this acceptor arm. So this amino acid recognition is done by the enzyme amino acyl tRNA synthetase, right? AATS. So this is done by this enzyme. Now an amino acid tRNA synthetase also called as what? It is also called as tRNA ligase. Now see wherever the word ligase, ligase means just like a glue. Okay, it's join something. Okay, it's joins. So ligase, right? So it is an enzyme that attaches the appropriate amino acid, see, onto its corresponding tRNA. So here what we are seeing here, amino acid is attachment site. So particular amino acid is going to attach over here. So that attachment is done by this amino acyl tRNA synthetase, means it's going to recognize as well as it's going to join, it's going to bind that particular amino acid to 3 prime end of this tRNA. Okay, so please remember the function of this AATS also. Now see, the AATS reads and recognizes the D arm from the 5' end of the tRNA. So D arm is also recognized from this 5' end, right? So D arm plays major role in stabilizing the structure of RNA, right? So again, see what is the main function of is this D arm is it stabilizes, whole structure is stabilized, right, by this D arm. So it affects and influences the kinetics and accuracy of translation at the ribosomes. So again, it going to affect, if it is unstabilized, then it's going to affect and influences the accuracy of translation at the ribosomes. Now see T arm. Now come to which arm? T arm, right? So this arm, T arm, also influences the tRNA effect on translation by interaction with the ribosome. Means both the arms, they are very very important to stabilize the structure of tRNA because it's going to influence the formation of proteins. Then see the next, the D arm, T arm and anticodon loop combined resembles a clover leaf. Means this this is D arm, then anticodon loop, and this is third part. It is looks like a clover leaf, right? So in my coming slide I have shown that image. Okay, just let me finish this. So when the RNA folds into a tertiary structure, this is 2D, two dimensional, right? So when this same tRNA it folds into a tertiary structure, it becomes L shape. So in my previous slide I have given you that is the L shape made by that particular tRNA, right? So L shape with extended structure of acceptor stem, T arm, anticodon loop and D arm, right? So see here, this is the clover leaf. This is particularly what? This is the clover leaf. So this is the D arm which looks like D. This is the anticodon loop, right? And this is the T arm. So hence the 2D structure of this tRNA, it looks like clover leaf. This is the clover leaf, and this clover leaf model is first time discovered by Robert Holly, see, in 1968. Okay, so it is a 2D description of tRNA. So this description is nothing but what? 2D description done on the basis of the structure of clover leaf, described by Robert Holly. So thank you very much. So I have given the clear-cut idea about the tRNA, its detailed structure, each and every part. Thank you. Thank you very much.